Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I thought we would have a look at War Thunder Wiki 3.0. They have massively improved the War Thunder Wiki, and as we've talked about previously, the War Thunder Wiki is one of those things which is super important to players. Because it gives you a ton of different information about what is going on in the game, and it's one of the major resources of kind of what's going on. Now, one of the big things they are trying to improve with the War Thunder Wiki 3.0 is its usability, which is kind of nice. But the first thing we're going to have a look at is the fact that they have a little pack that you can purchase. It's a super cheap one. It's $1.99. I'll leave a code, basically like a link which has my partner code attached to it, so you can get even an additional discount on this. But basically, this pack is just one where you get the intellectual snail decal, which is this one. You get the intellectual title and 300 golden eagles. So the pack itself is just worth it for the GE, and then you get the extra stuff too. So I'll leave it in a pinned comment and also the description. Make sure to check that out. So let's have a look at the major features of the wiki redesign. And as I said, why is this important? Well, in War Thunder, since it's an ever-expanding game, there is more and more need for information. And ease of access of information is super important, which is why it's been really cool to see them do the tutorials, and really cool to see them update stuff like the wiki. And that's basically what they are doing here. So the design itself is dynamic, according to them, and also brand new. If you want to see what it looks like, this is basically how it's set up. So you have all of the stuff on the side, which unfortunately you can't see, which I've cut it off, but basically what it looks like on the main page is stuff like this, where there's just a bunch of different articles, there's a bunch of different things going around, and also just upgrades to the actual vehicle pages themselves. Everything flows a lot better, everything has better information, everything just looks nicer in general. And one of the most important things when it comes to a Wikipedia is you need it to look nice, because if you don't, then people don't bother with it. The only people who do are the noses, and that shouldn't be the only part of the community which cares about this stuff, because there's so many different things going about when it comes to these types of things. It's much better to make it available for everybody and easy to go through for everybody. So they've added this new setup. They also have had, they've improved pretty much every area of the redesign, and even added camos in there, which is kind of funny to it. The interesting thing as well is you have different settings to be able to move these things around, and then also characteristics for different modes. The only question is whether they're going to add in simulator, but we'll have to see. They even added in a cockpit panorama, which I think is generally very cool, and also a compare feature, which we'll get into now. So one of the things that people have asked for a long time is to be able to compare vehicles in War Thunder. It's actually something that I talked about recently in one of the videos to improve the game. Well, on the War Thunder Wiki, they are adding that similar feature. So basically a page where you can put vehicles together, in this case, obviously some high-tier vehicles around the same BR, and you can compare their stats. Now, it doesn't really compare fantastic stats. It seems to compare the ones which are part of the kind of stat card for War Thunder, and there's a lot more which actually matter. Now you have the survivability and armor one, which is quite nice here. Let's actually run a test for it. So this is the page. They actually have like an animated top to it, but unfortunately I can't show that. But let's one of the cool things is you can just easily click to anything that you want to see. You don't have to at the end of the day, go to different pages, which is what you had to do before. So let's have a look at the Abramovich, or the Abrams, and you have the showing game, and then also the compare feature. So let's click that, and then it takes us over to this page where you have the Abrams at the top, and then you can find more. So you basically just click to compare different things. Let's go, I don't know, T-72A, since that seems to be the main thing. and then you can actually remove or replace what you are comparing. So what it does is it shows the general information between them, also the reward multipliers. Survivability wise, once again, it's just the crew skill stuff, but this is pretty cool where it actually shows all of these different things. So you can see dual control, self-entrenching, ESS, and then also you have the mobility stuff, the optics, and then even the armaments at the bottom here. So overall, I would say this is a pretty decent comparison. This is just for ground as well. For air, I'm sure you can do it as well, since there is a ground vehicles option, a naval, and also a good old helicopter one too. So this is really cool. You can straight up just compare things, and I know a lot of people like looking at raw stats and going, okay, so if we compare this one to this one, which one comes out better? That's exactly what this does. So you get to enjoy it and go through. Also, another feature that I'm not super happy with, to be honest, because of the ebb and flow of War Thunder. We'll get into why, but they're adding in vehicle ratings from users. So users can actually put in their own specific ratings that they think a vehicle is good at or bad at, or so on and so forth. So imagine Yelp, but for vehicles in War Thunder. Now, this all sounds great, apart from one big thing. A vehicle can be completely different depending on what time it is, what time of the game area that it's in. How do I put this? Sorry. That was a really bad way. Imagine the Abrams in something like, I don't know, 2021 compared to now. Or imagine something like the Jumbo from 2016 or 2018, 2019 compared to now. These are functionally different vehicles. They have functionally different ways of playing. They have different mechanics that have been added to them, and also feel completely different in the current matchmaker. So if you have a bunch of ratings on a vehicle, which usually people will flock to the newest stuff to rate, because that's just generally the standard that happens, then you're going to get some weird skewed views after a year, after 2 years, after 3 years, when these things don't reset. And also, a lot of players are very biased. Like, let's also be incredibly honest. We do have a bit of a problem in War Thunder when it comes to nation mainers, when it comes to specific vehicle namers, and also the historical aspect, where there's a lot of people who don't even look at the performance of what it is in game. They have a look at the historical setup and go, well, this is how it should be, and it's not like this in games, so therefore I'm going to rate it all bad. So yeah, we'll have to see how this feature goes. I don't know how useful it's going to be, but we'll see. They've been trying to get more community involvement over and over again in War Thunder. It's been something that they've been pushing for a while, not just with like the forums, but also the wiki and also many other things. So yeah, it's kind of fun. Now, they're also pushing more user-generated content to get involved in articles. They've added a new format where you can write your own articles about specific vehicles and also specific areas, and people can rate and read your work and comment on it and do all of these things. So basically, a blog post about stuff. So what you should do is you should use ChatGPT, like pretty much, well, a lot of people do for the past the dev stuff, and then just use that, and then, you know, comment and share and do all those things. Blogs are very much 2010, but why not? Why not have that feature? The other part is you can create more stuff, and what you are able to do is get some GE for it. So if you are a person who becomes very prolific at this, and it says here, for your time spent creating articles, you'll be rewarded with golden eagles. The amount given will reflect the length and quality of your article. So you can get some free GE if you want to, and that means that you can buy stuff in the game. So all you have to do is just have a look at this, which is the requirements and what is going on. I think that's pretty cool. They have a lot of systems like this. You know, a lot of the moderation stuff in general is actually based around this idea of being able to give for the volunteer work that you do. You can get compensated in the game itself. And the same thing is happening with this. The other part of it, which is kind of cool, is updated and customizable profiles. This is linked specifically to like your wiki rating, so it will show basically the same stuff that you see in other areas. So yeah, it's tied to everything else in the game. So your rating and your subscribers and everything, this is specifically for the wiki, but the other parts, of course, are some of your other stats attached to your setup. Also, your in-game profile avatar will be used. They're trying to unify everything together and also try and not get attacked for people using crazy profile pictures, which is why you can only use in-game ones nowadays. And then also, there's full mobile support and a dark theme, so you don't have to get your eyes destroyed, which is one of the things which obviously happens quite a lot. So the revamped wiki is amazing. It's so much better than it was before. The guys behind creating this should be incredibly happy with what they've built, and if you want to get involved, they're giving you 1 million tools in order to do so. So make sure to get cracking if you enjoy writing blog posts, if you enjoy talking about the history of vehicles and how they work in War Thunder. But as I've said many times, just remember, try and future-proof these things. If you talk about a vehicle in its instance right now instead of the history of the vehicle over time, you're going to run into problems where in a year or two or so, the stuff that you write is going to be heavily outdated, which is not going to be very fun. So yeah, get involved, have a look at it, and if you enjoy this stuff, you can even get access to some GE. And make sure, as I said, to get the pack as well, so you can get yourself that little fun decal and title, and also some GA too. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.